Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever found yourself wondering how to create clean, stylish borders around your designs in Figma, today's tutorial is exactly what you need. Borders might seem like a small detail, but they can make a huge difference in how polished and organized your designs feel. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to add and customize borders using both frames and shapes, plus a few extra tips to make them look more professional and intentional. Let's dive right in. First, let's talk about the two main ways you can add borders in Figma, using frames and using shapes. Both methods are useful, and knowing when to use each will give you a lot more flexibility in your designs. We'll start with frames. Go ahead and select the Frame tool from the toolbar. It looks like a little rectangle, or you can simply press F on your keyboard as a shortcut. Once you've selected it, click and drag anywhere on your canvas to create a frame. Now, with your frame selected, take a look over at the right-hand sidebar. This area is called the Design panel, and it's where you'll control most of your styling in Figma. Look for the section labeled Stroke. In Figma, a stroke is just another word for a border. Turn the stroke on by clicking the checkbox or the plus icon. At first, you might not notice much of a change, and that's because the default stroke is very thin, just 1 pixel. To make it more visible, find the weight setting and increase it. Try something like 2, 4, or even higher depending on the look you're going for. You'll immediately see the border become more prominent around your frame. This is where you can start shaping the style of your design. A thin border can feel subtle and minimal, while a thicker one can create a bold, structured look. Now let's make it more interesting. Click on the color box next to the stroke setting. You can change your border color to anything you like, maybe a soft gray for a clean UI, or bright accent color to draw attention. You can even lower the opacity slightly if you want a more refined, less harsh border. Another small but powerful detail is stroke alignment. You'll see options like inside, center, and outside. These control where the border sits relative to your frame. For most UI work, inside is often the safest choice because it keeps your layout dimensions consistent. Alright, now let's switch over to shapes. Using shapes for borders is just as simple and sometimes even more flexible. Select the Shape tool, like the Rectangle tool, and draw a shape on your canvas. With the shape selected, head back to the Design panel and enable the stroke just like before. Adjust the weight, pick your color, and you've got a border. Here's where shapes can shine. You can easily customize them further. For example, you can round the corners using the corner radius setting to create softer, more modern-looking borders. This is perfect for things like cards, buttons, or containers in UI design. You can also remove the fill entirely if you only want the border visible. Just turn off the fill option and you'll be left with a clean outline. One extra tip, if you're working on more complex layouts, try combining borders with auto layout frames. This helps your borders stay consistent even when your content resizes, which is especially useful for responsive design. And don't forget, consistency is key. Try to stick to a small set of border styles across your project so everything feels cohesive and intentional. And that's really all there is to it. With just a few simple adjustments, you can create borders that add structure, clarity, and a polished finish to your designs. It might seem like a small detail, but once you start using borders effectively, you'll notice a big improvement in your overall design quality. If you found this tutorial helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or want to share how you're using borders in your designs, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe for more easy, practical Figma tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.